What's going on, everybody? Welcome to this week's Hughes Huddle. It is April 11th. I hope you had a great long weekend, 4-day weekend. It's a short week this week. I'm going to jump right into it. So I have quite a few things to cover this week. Last week, I went over the star dates. So you have the star dates and some of those important dates. This week, we do have some just regular tests on the docket. So tomorrow, fifth grade math level classes. So level fifth grade math classes. We'll be doing a common assessment tomorrow. That's Wednesday. Thursday, fifth grade ELA. We'll have English Language Arts. We'll have a common assessment, and sixth grade science. We'll have a common assessment on Thursday. And then Friday, we've got fifth grade science common assessment, sixth grade math level common assessment, and sixth grade math advanced common assessment. So teachers are finishing up kind of a lot of the new material they have to teach and cover. So these common assessments are covering that. So put that on y'all's radar for this week for testing. In addition to that, they're also doing a lot of look back and review on items covered throughout the year to get ready for STAR test. As mentioned before, we have crunch time at Wilkerson. It started on April 3rd. It's going through the 21st. That is for perfect attendance during that time, during the major STAR review, to just give an incentive to the kiddos with perfect attendance. We'll do a kind of a party on the afternoon of the 21st for those students, and we'll either have Nestle Crunch bars or Crunch ice cream bars for those students that have perfect attendance on the 21st. I did speak to all the students on Thursday, the last day of last week. We had our awards ceremonies for students, and I told them about crunch time. It's important that they're here and they're working hard. And then I told them about movie day. So how this is going to work, and I've mentioned it previous, but on April 21st, that Friday, if the kids, I'm quizzing the teachers on Thursday. I'm sending out a Google Doc to teachers, and I'm asking them, hey, how have the kiddos been? Have they been working hard, putting in the work, getting ready for STAR test, taking this test seriously, taking the prep work seriously? And so teachers give me the green light and say, yeah, the kiddos been doing great. Then on Friday, the 21st, we will have students will be allowed to wear pajamas on that day, Friday, April 21st. We will have popcorn and drinks for all 730 students. There is a permission slip going home, so we got those created and printed up today. They will be handing those out to teachers. You might start seeing them this afternoon or this evening when your kiddos get home. Miss Carol, our counselor, is also sending out an electronic copy going home, and those will be due back on the 19th, which is Wednesday. So the movie that we're going to show on the 21st, and the reason we're doing a permission slip, it is a PG rated movie. It's a classic. It's Rudy. The story of Rudy Rudiger, who was a Notre Dame football player, and Rudy growing up, he had all the odds stacked against him. He came from a working class family. He had dyslexia. He struggled in school, and he always had a dream of going to Notre Dame and playing for the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. And it's a true story. If you haven't seen it, you ought to watch it. It's an incredible story about how it doesn't matter how many times you get knocked down, how many times you get people flat out tell you that you can't do this, or you will never be able to do this. He had a dream. He stuck with it. He worked really, really hard. And then stuff happened. I'm not going to give away the movie if you haven't seen it or if kids haven't seen it, but it is an incredibly inspirational movie that I really want our kids to see. I want them to see that it doesn't matter where you come from, what your past is, what your ability level is. If you want something and you work really hard and you put your heart into it and really, dream that dream, you can accomplish anything with hard work, perseverance, and just trying. And going into the STAR test, I really want the kids to see, like, you may not think you're very good at math. Doesn't mean you can't do great on the test. Doesn't mean you haven't learned a ton this year. You may not like to read. Doesn't mean that you can't look at a passage and pick out key elements in a passage. And so it's a very inspirational movie. There is a permission slip, even though it is PG. There are a few things in the movie. So there is some not really bad curse words, but there's some stronger language. I downloaded an app that's scrubbing most of that, so a lot of that will be bleeped out when we show the students the bad words. There is it's football movie, right? So there's a football scenes, and those can get pretty rough, pretty violent, the football scenes of practice and so forth. There is a scene of an explosion in a factory where something happens to one of Rudy's best friends. And then there are one or two scenes where they take place in a bar. Nothing bad takes place in the bar. It's just they're having conversations, but it is in a bar setting. So because of those factors, I do want to put a permission slip out there. If you're not comfortable with your students seeing the movie, we will have an alternate movie playing in the library that doesn't have any of those factors in it, a Disney movie or something along those lines. So, but it's a very powerful movie. It has an actor that a lot of our kids will recognize. He's in Stranger Things. He's been in Goonies, Lord of the Rings, Sean Astin. So the kids should recognize the actor in the movie. But I just think it's a great message to send to the kids that hard work pays off, and don't ever let anybody tell you can't do something. So that's the movie we're going to be showing on movie day. Permission slips coming home. Please sign those, fill those out, send them back up with your kiddo, and they need to turn that into their home-based teacher. So that'll be on the 21st. I want to really reward the kids for working hard and just have that Friday be kind of a fun day. So in the morning, we'll be watching the movie. Kids can wear PJs, like I said. We'll have popcorn and drinks. They'll watch the movie. I'm going to have a little message that I'm going to tell all the kids about how proud I am of them and just looking forward to finishing out this year. So I'll have a little message that we'll play to the kids before the movie. And then in the afternoon, the kids that have perfect attendance will be able to celebrate with the crunch time reward. Let's see. So that's movie night. Permission slip coming home. So look for that. We have a spirit night on Thursday, the 13th. So Thursday, it's at CC's Pizza from 5 to 9. So I mentioned that previously, and I put the flyer in last week's Hughes Huddle. So go get some pizza for Spirit Night on Thursday night. On the 20th, the Parent Information Night for incoming 5th graders. So tell your neighbors, or if you know people that have kiddos, 4th graders that are coming to Wilkerson next year. On April 20th, Thursday night, we will have our Parent Information Night for incoming 5th graders. There will be a PowerPoint that we'll share with families, and that'll start at 6 p.m. that night. So again, that's for current 4th grade students who will be 5th graders here at Wilkerson next year. That's on April 20th. I went over all the star dates. End of the year award ceremony. So we have it scheduled for May 18th. We're going to do an end of year award ceremonies. Times and details will follow. We're still trying to kind of hammer that out logistically, how we're going to be able to schedule that and invite families to come in to celebrate with kiddos. So there will be separate ceremonies for 5th and 6th grade, but more details will come of that. So I just want to put that out there. May 18th is tentatively what we scheduled for our end of year award ceremonies. And that is it, y'all. So I hope you have a fabulous short week. The weekend will be here before you know it. Next week will be our kind of final week of STAR prep, because the following week is when our first STAR test take place, which is the 25th. That's the 5th grade reading STAR. So we're really getting down. We're getting down to it. Everybody's working very hard. I've been in all the classrooms today, walking around like we normally do. And the kids are, I told them I'm competitive. I told the kiddos I'm competitive. I want Wilkerson to be the best. Compared to the other intermediate schools in Conroe ISD, I want us to be the best. We have awesome kids here. We have a great sense of community in this school. We have a lot of fun. We do a lot of really cool things, and I want to be able to brag about it and people to recognize Wilkerson when they look at the data and they look at what we're accomplishing here. I want them to see how incredible our kiddos and our staff members are. So been walking around. The kiddos are in it. They're in it. They're working hard. So that's all I have for this week. Again, hope you have a fabulous short week. We will be back to our regularly scheduled programming next Monday for the Hughes Huddle. And if you have any questions or anything, reach out and we'll talk to you then. All right? All right, guys. Talk to you next week.